Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing a video giving my thoughts on Negan's pre-zombie apocalypse background, and we'll do a Q&A. So I'll put the link in the description so you guys can go ahead and read it for yourself. It's been posted by comicbook.com a couple days ago. And definitely wanted to give my thoughts on it. Was trying to get to the comic book shop so I could actually buy Image Plus, which is like the previews that includes Negan's backstory, at least a few pages of it. But I haven't been able to yet. And this will have to do because I'm not going to be able to get there for a few days because I'm working and stuff. And god damn it, why can't they make these things available online? It pisses me off. We had the one where it shows Negan and he's kind of wrapping Lucille with the barbed wire. But it does kind of tick me off that Kirkman and Todd, you two, man, they post the issues of The Walking Dead on, you can buy them digital download. But Image Plus, the previews, which includes Negan, which I really want to get, I really want to read. It's like a few pages each one. It's going to be 48 pages in total, but that's broken up into the Image Plus. You're going to have to buy preview like each month. To get like 3 or 4 pages, I guess, is what it seems. So, oh well. If anyone has it or knows where I can get it online, let me know. That way I can, go through it myself and maybe do a more thorough review. But that said, because I'm not going to get there for a while, decided I would include this in today's Q&A because it is fun. And it does show his pre-zombie apocalypse occupation, which is fun. In kind of Here's Negan, or the kind of Negan Rises, so to speak. The article on comicbook.com says, it appears that prior to the world falling apart, Negan was a school teacher and ping pong coach. The story starts out with a younger, still sarcastic Negan coaching a few young men on their ping pong skills. When he is able to ruthlessly dominate one young opponent, he uses his colorful language and sexual references to further belittle the pupil. After the pupil scampers off, the other 2 young men apologize, trying to stay cool in Negan's eyes. Negan, of course, wants to be the cool teacher in school. This is revealed when his girlfriend or wife approaches him, approaches following the kids running out. Things turn bad when she appears to have a seizure right in front of Negan and loses her footing. So then it says, but how about that? Negan was a teacher, just like the Fear of the Walking Dead's Travis prior to the apocalypse. And I think it's funny, the ping pong thing as well, too, because it reminded me of this part in the Walking Dead comic book series right here, when he says, let the slaughter begin, like that. And it's like a splash page, a full page in the comics. And then it reveals that they're playing ping pong after. It's like, let the slaughter begin. Then he starts playing ping pong. And it talks about people laying down bets and stuff, and he's playing some guy. And, so he's a ping pong coach. Like, what? Like, I don't even know, man. I mean, I can't say it wasn't, I can't say it doesn't fit with the story. It certainly does, because we've seen that, at this part. But it just seems so out of left field for Negan. Like, I don't picture Negan as a teacher and a ping pong coach. I would say, if I had to guess what Negan would have been before the zombie apocalypse, I'd probably go with, baseball coach, maybe. I think that makes sense. Let's see, what else we got? Maybe ex-pro baseball player or something. That would have been cool. Like somebody who was, maybe when he was younger, got hurt his leg or something, and he's playing baseball, and so he becomes like a baseball coach or something, and maybe a teacher / baseball coach or something, or a football player or something. Because he's pretty big, in the comic books, the way he's drawn. He's pretty even his neck and stuff is pretty. He's pretty buff, to be honest. He's a lot bigger than Rick for the most part. And I picture Rick as kind of being our everyman, so he'd be like your average guy's kind of size. I don't picture him as being small or anything. But that's me. It's kind of a fun reveal, though, nonetheless, that he's a ping pong coach. I guess it fits. So it is what it is. And I guess, too, if you start him out as a teacher in regular life, to get to the point where he's at in the Walking Dead comic book series, which is, way down the line, a couple years into a zombie apocalypse, then, he's transformed a lot, he's changed a lot, and I guess you get the kind of, as being a teacher and maybe being a coach like that, you get the kind of the leadership stuff from that, because he's putting together his team and he's leading his team and, that kind of deal, I guess. I just figured it'd be something a little bit more badass than that, to be honest. Because, it does remind me of Travis from from Fear the Walking Dead. And I cannot picture Travis, and you can quote me in a few years on this if he ends up becoming a super badass, but I cannot picture Travis putting together a gang like the Saviors or Negan's groups or anything like that. But, Negan is smart too. However, he's so ruthless and crazy, like when he cuts people open or when he's fighting people or he's bashing their heads in. It's just hard for me to picture that he'd be like a teacher. It's just difficult. It's just difficult for me to like fathom. I'd more look at him as like a career leader or manager or like some kind of badass in the career field, like a badass coach that's like harping at the guys all the time. Baseball coach just like reaming everybody out if they don't get like a home run every bat, something like that. I don't know. Anyway, pretty funny. I do still want to get my hands on it. So if anybody's got it and you want to scan it and email it to me, or where I can actually buy it until I get to the comic shop, then let me know. So pretty cool. But write your comments below, guys. I want to know what you think about this. Do you think it fits? Do you like it? I'm a little bit thrown off by it because I wouldn't expect that from Negan. But maybe that's the idea because he's gone through such a crazy transformation that he's so removed and he's so different from his younger self, so to speak. So, yeah, rate your comments below, guys. Let me know what you think. Next one, or the first question for this one, or this was more like a comment, was from Tom Knowles, and he says, why is everyone saying he wouldn't pick him or her? It was random, hence the eenie, meenie, miny, mo. So this was in the Abraham video. If you guys missed it, I did a Abraham theory video. And next one's going to be Eugene, and I will be doing it this week coming up at some point. But those ones I have to edit a lot, and it takes me a few hours to make those. So just a heads up, that one will be coming, but I don't have a date yet for you guys. It'll be coming up in the next few days. Next one will be Eugene, and after that we can talk about maybe Daryl or Michonne or some of the other options. But so to respond to Tom, because I wanted to include this because here's the deal. It's random in the universe, right? It's random in the story. Well, sort of, with the eenie, meenie, miny, mo, right? But, like, it seems to be, yeah. But with regards to them writing it, I highly doubt it's random when they write it. Like when Kirkman and the rest sit down in the writer's room and decide, who are we going to kill off in the premiere? It's going to be the biggest death in forever. It's going to be huge. It's going to be Negan's intro death. Who are we going to kill off? I highly doubt they take like a number system and roll some dice and just pick the number that comes up. Because then you'd have Rick. He'd be a consideration. He'd be a number in there. Carl would be a number in there. I think that maybe Game of Thrones does that though. That I will say. I think maybe George R.R. Martin a few times is like, I don't know what I'm going to do. All right, let's roll some dice. Boom. Oh, it's Rob. Okay, Rob's dead. That's it. But I don't picture that for The Walking Dead. It's a different type of story. So I don't believe that it's random who's killed off. I haven't heard any interviews from Kirkman to say that that he randomly chooses by rolling dice or something or flipping cards and has some kind of random system. So in terms of the writing, I don't think it is. And basically what we're doing is we're trying to give our thoughts and predict who we think it's gonna be. So everybody's got their own opinions. Some people think that a lot of people think it is Abraham. A lot of people are like, oh, it's got to be Abraham. Trev's wrong. It's not Glenn. It's not going to be Glenn. And I could be wrong. You're right. It's just I think it's at this time I still think it's Glenn. He's the most likely for me, but it could not be because they could be setting you up to think it's one thing, and then they could be doing it on purpose and misleading you. They've done it lots of times. So, they do it purposefully, too. As I mentioned before, the Morgan zombie body parts is a great example. So they put a lot of care into the show, and it's good. If they can make me wrong all the time, that's great, because that just means it's unpredictable, right? Which some people say, oh, it's so predictable, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, but they're not posting what they think is going to happen before the episode's air. If they were, they'd realize it's not that easy to predict what's going to happen, even though the story does exist beforehand. It's really not that easy. Next one's from KayleighLlama, and he or she, I guess it's a she, says, the months aren't going quick enough, eh? And just like that, A, just like a Canadian. Except a Canadian A wouldn't have all the E's before the H's. And we do say A. I say A all the time. We do. It's true. And we do play hockey. I played hockey like all growing up. So the stereotypes fit. But I don't have much maple syrup, and I don't wear plaid, and I don't, swig maple syrup and that kind of stuff. But I do know some guys who like their maple syrup and bacon, so it's what it is. But yeah, I know, man. Months aren't going quick enough for October, man. I mean, it's but we got Fear, and that's something to look forward to each week, and it's not bad. Episode 3 was good, so hey, it's something. And Game of Thrones is on too, so you can check that out too. I know a lot of people. I don't get a lot of people like The Walking Dead. They don't like Game of Thrones. I'm like, really? To me, it's like, I don't see how you couldn't. They're different worlds, but if you let yourself get used to it, the stories are so similar, in that way, and it's both are a lot of fun. And it doesn't mean you can't like one more than the other. I'm just saying that they're both incredible, and I've always loved both. So it's what it is. Next one's from Ryan E. And he says, "Hey, Trev, here's a discussion, but apparently the actor who played Jessie is currently pregnant. Do you think that this could be the reason why she was killed off the show?" So from Ryan E. I wanted to include this because that's cool that she is. Alexandra Breckenridge is, so that's cool. But with regards to her being killed off the show, no. I mean, that wouldn't have any impact because you have Tara, who's preggo, and she went on a run for a while. They decided for her, Sasha, and she seems to be doing just fine. So, that's not, no. And that's something to talk about, too, real quick, is that it's weird that they did keep her death, like, exactly the same. Because maybe it's like they've got us thinking they're going to change stuff. And then when they keep it exactly identical, it's kind of like it throws us off. Kirkman is that cerebral, I think, that he realizes that we think at this point that they're going to change all this shit, and then they just don't. So it throws us off. Like when I did my first predictions, I'm like, well, in the comic book series, it was this character. So I think they're going to change it because they were changing it like so many deaths earlier on, and now it's like, oh, we're gonna throw you off because we're gonna go straight down the path. It's going to be exactly the same, do the exact same thing as the comic books, and you're going to get screwed up because you think we're gonna go somewhere else. So it's what it is. Next one's from Madame Grin, and she says, "Are you going to review any more of Daredevil Season 2? And so, man, I loved John Bernthal's Punisher in it. I saw it about halfway through. It's kind of the same thing that happened to me in the first season, where I saw it halfway through, and then for some reason other stuff picked up, and I dropped it, and then I had to come back to it later. So I'll probably come back to it at some point, but I don't know if I'm going to post a review for it after I do because, it's been out for a while now. And that's one problem with the Netflix releases. With regards to the channel and reviewing them, it doesn't make any sense to because they're not releasing them sequentially like on a weekly basis. If they were, I would probably break it up and do reviews every week all the way through. But because they just dump them on you all at once, it's impossible for me to sit there one week and watch every episode and then do reviews for every single one right after. It'd just be like, it would just make it for like a 12-hour day doing that or something. So if I watch the rest through, then maybe I'll do a review, but probably not. Next one's from Zazman Reviews, and he says, "I was wondering if each month after doing the Walking Dead comic issue review, you can try reviewing the comic Here's Negan. You don't have to, but it's a little more every month beside a one issue a month type of thing." So, definitely going forward too. Any big things that happen, I'll let you guys know because the news gets published online. And even if I can't go to the comic book shop all the time because I'm busy, I work Wednesdays. I work Wednesdays. See, there's an A. I work Wednesdays. I work those days, so it's hard for me to get out when I have to, work 8 hours and then make a video. That's like 9 hours. So it's tough for me to get out and grab the issue. But I will try, and because I'm definitely gonna, read it myself. And I bet they'll probably release it in like an issue form or something, and I'll buy it all together when they do eventually and let you guys know. So as we go through, I'll let you guys know my thoughts on it and keep you posted, do reviews for it as I can. And we'll do like a couple more. Next one's from Adam Hernandez, and he says, "Do you think the time skip after All Out War is a good way to better help justify how old Carl is? Also, do you think there will be a lot of original material to cover the time skip, or will they just actually skip ahead like the comic?" So my thoughts on the time skip that's going to be coming up in probably a couple seasons. So that, I believe, okay, we're going to season 7, season 8, and it'll probably be like around season 9 or something. So I don't think they can they do a 2-year time skip? I think they should use it. Okay, now here's what I think they should do. I think they should have like one season of all the stuff that happens in the time skip. Unless it's like not interesting at all, like if it's all happy-go-lucky kind of stuff, then they could do like maybe a montage, where they like build all maybe the mills and stuff like that they have and the groups and that and show over time. But I think that you're right, that does make sense that it kind of justifies Carl's age a little bit better, and it kind of catches up Chandler Riggs' age once they get there to the comic book series one. Even if it's not perfect, but it's it's closer, and that would be cool. So that time skip is going to be really, really useful for them in the TV series version, even though I saw in an interview with Kirkman that he actually did the time skip because he couldn't think of anything really engaging to do during that time. So he decided to skip over all the peaceful stuff because nobody cares about all the peaceful, happy-go-lucky stuff. It's not exciting. So he skips over it and he brings us in at the part where we start getting, Magna and new groups and new interesting stuff. You keep it fresh, right? Definitely want to keep it fresh. And then the last one will be from Tobias Larson, and he says, "Hey Trev, what character introduction do you think was the best?" So in the TV series or comic book series, he doesn't specify. Let's go TV series. So I thought Negan's introduction was pretty good. It was pretty epic because I was so excited for it, and it was led up to for a while. I thought the Governor's introduction with Merle was awesome in season 3, like the way, because you gotta understand, I was as big of a deadhead, so to speak, a zombie fan. Like I was as big of a fan of the series in season 3 pretty much as I am now. Almost, maybe not quite, because the show's gotten even better and stuff. But when we went into season 3 from where season 2 was at, it was like so many more characters and different communities. You have Woodbury, you have the prison, all this crazy stuff going on. And to see Merle again, like, oh, he made it, he survived, and he's here. Even though we knew that summer that was going to happen, I thought that was a great, great introduction for their group. And part of the reason why I loved season 3 so much. Season 3 for me has a special place in my heart because that's where the series went from being like, okay, it's a great TV show to like, this is my favorite show of all time. In that season, by the beginning and end of that season, that's when I was like, yeah, this is my favorite series of all time. Even better than any of the ones I, liked before, Dragon Ball or whatever. Walking Dead, my favorite forever. The best there's been so far. So we'll see, man, in the long run. If there's ever a series, I'll let you guys know. If there's ever a series that I like better than The Walking Dead, it's going to be tough to beat, man. Maybe impossible. For me, it's just my favorite series that's ever been released, for sure. So, let me know what you guys think about the Negan stuff and all the different questions. If you want to write your answers below or you have more questions for the Q&As, send them to me, guys. And if you liked this video today, you can go ahead and thumb it up as usual. You can share, you can favorite, and if you want to subscribe, you can subscribe at the bottom left. Another great series. I got a Breaking Bad shirt on. Check it out, guys. Check it out. This is a Heisenberg shirt I got from Walmart years ago. It's pretty cool. It's got the Heisenberg, face, like a mugshot type of artist, deal, sketch type deal. You guys know what I'm talking about. Okay, see you guys. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Trev, stay peace. You can share, you can favorite, you can subscribe. Hell, you're all going to be doing that.